Every hybrid we've ever owned has lied to us. We've owned countless hybrids as part of our one-year road test fleet, and that number on the window sticker, yeah, we almost never get that kind of mileage. But as we track real-world MPG over years and tens of thousands of miles, some cars have done better than others.
We're Edmunds, and we test hundreds of cars each year on the road and at our private track, so you get the most trusted reviews. If you want to know which car, truck, or SUV is the best, then stick with us.
We just wrapped up our year with the hybrid version of the 2025 Honda Civic hatchback. And although that car met or exceeded our expectations in a lot of ways, fuel economy was not one of them. And yet it's still one of the most efficient hybrids we've ever had. Now, before we share the numbers, we know all the figures here are anecdotal based on one car driving primarily in one area, in and around Los Angeles. But our one-year road test cars are driven by tons of different people on staff in every situation you can imagine, including long highway trips out of state. And for a lot of hybrids, the MPG number for the city is higher than the highway or combined numbers. So we should have had no trouble meeting the EPA combined estimates. Now, for the Civic, we didn't even come close. Just over 41 MPGs over the course of the year compared to an EPA rating of 48. Even our best fill, 49.1 miles per gallon, that just barely beat the combined score, and it failed to match the Civic Hybrid's 50 miles per gallon city rating. Now, that said, one editor reported that on a 270-mile trip down to San Diego and back, they averaged an impressive 53.4 MPG. And at the end of our time with the Civic, we were pretty sad to see it go. I mean, it was an easy car to drive, and it was the right size to accommodate people and stuff. The powertrain was eager and responsive, the tech was good, and it was genuinely fun to drive. The noisy cabin and lack of adjustable lumbar support earned some complaints from the staff, but this is one that we can easily recommend. These are all cars we've had in our garage, some of which you can get and others that are only on the used market. Now, if you want to know the best hybrids on sale right now and learn what you should pay for them, check out the link in the description or scan that QR code. We also had a 2014 Honda Accord hybrid back in the day that just barely cracks our top 5. The results are eerily similar to the much newer one size smaller Civic, a little over 40 miles per gallon combined for the year, up against a combined EPA estimate of 47. However, this is one of those ugly cases where even our most efficient take of gas throughout the ownership didn't match the EPA rating. And we had a mostly good time with this one. I mean, it was relatively quick for its era, and some of the driver assists were ahead of their time, including Honda's lane watch blind spot camera. We like the space and material quality of the cabin as well, although buyers should know that compared to the regular Accord, the hybrid's bulky battery means that you have less trunk space. Now, the other 3 spots in the top 5, well, they all belong to a Toyota Prius, because we've had 3 over the years, including our first hybrid. And that was the 2004 Prius, the iconic second-gen car that really brought hybrid mobility to the masses. We held on to this one-year road test car longer than any other, way longer than a year, driving it more than 80,000 miles in our 6-year ownership. And over those miles, we averaged just shy of 41 miles per gallon, well short of its 46 mile per gallon rating. That said, one especially efficient fill was recorded at 59.3 MPG, a number that'd be exceptional even today. And one noteworthy detail here is that we saw average fuel economy go down significantly over our time with the car. Average MPG between 0 and 10,000 miles was a few clicks higher than what we were getting from 70K to 80K. And what do we think? I mean, yeah, it was slow, and the center-mounted gauges took some getting used to back then, but this thing really charmed us. I mean, the fuel economy is what stood out the most, especially for the time, but we also came away impressed with how much we could fit in the cargo area as well as the build quality for the price. And then there was the 2012 Prius C. I mean, remember when there were 3 different versions of the Prius, right? You had the standard car, the larger Prius V, and then this little tiny one. Over our time with the Prius C, we averaged over 45 miles per gallon compared to an EPA rating of 50, and our best fill was well over the EPA estimate. Ours was a sweetheart in metallic baby blue, no less. It was inexpensive, incredibly efficient, and surprisingly roomy for its size. Some on staff even called it fun to drive, but others had less nice things to say about the driving experience. Struggled climbing up steep hills, wandered around in its lane on the highway, a little rough over the bumps, and they had problems with the plasticky upholstery. But for a cheap, efficient daily driver, I mean, come on, it's hard to beat. And the best average fuel economy we've ever gotten? the 2016 Prius. We averaged just over 49 miles per gallon during our time with the car, not far off its EPA estimate. And our best fill proves that when you're driving with a light foot, you can pull off some crazy efficiency. But we had some nits to pick with this one. The white plastic trim on the interior and the jittery ride drew some criticism, but it's a car that we can easily recommend. It's surprisingly quiet for a Prius, and this was the first time Toyota offered its little hybrid hatchback with all-wheel drive. And Toyota built this one until 2022. So if you're looking for a used car that's really fuel efficient, this one gets the seal of approval. At least if you can find one that doesn't have like 250,000 rideshare miles on it. It's not all little cars though. Especially recently, there is so much choice. But remember, as hybrids get bigger, they get less efficient. This one is in our fleet right now, the Ford Maverick. We'd been excited to spend time with this one since Ford introduced the compact pickup for 2022. And when the company added the option to pair the hybrid powertrain with the all-wheel drive for 2026, we knew we had to pick one up. Like almost all the hybrids we've had, with us averaging around 33 miles per gallon, the Maverick doesn't quite meet its combined EPA estimate. So I gotta find out who on staff managed to coax nearly 44 MPG out of this thing, because that is quite a feat. And we really like this little thing. There's aspects that you do have to tolerate. I mean, a bumpy ride, cheapish interior, and some features that require a pricey option package, but there's still a lot to like here too. It's surprisingly useful for a truck so small, and the powertrain makes it the most efficient pickup on sale. Plus, ours is green. Now, if you want to see all the cars in our one-year fleet, plus all of the wacky cars that used to be, don't worry, it's all on the site. So you can just scan that QR code. But if you're more interested in space for people and don't care about a truck bed, we also had a hybrid 2021 Toyota Sienna, which for a while was the only hybrid minivan. And even with our all-wheel drive model, we averaged almost 33 MPG over nearly 20,000 miles with our Sienna. And that's the closest that we've come in any hybrid to actually hitting a car's combined EPA estimate. So keep in mind, we've owned 7 gas minivans, and only one of them managed 20 miles per gallon, let alone 33. 2021 was the first year of the current generation Sienna, and even all these years later, it's still our favorite minivan. As a member of the one-year road test fleet, it quickly became a staff favorite for road trips thanks to the comfortable seats and well-tuned driver's aids and a 500-plus mile range between fuel stops. It's a little slow, especially when it's full of people, and the second row seats can't be removed to do a cargo van impression, but as long as those couple of things don't really bother you, this is a hybrid that we can easily recommend. But not all of the hybrids we've had have impressed us with their efficiency. One case, our 2025 Hyundai Santa Fe. We averaged just 26.7 MPG, a far cry from the 34 MPG combined printed on the window sticker. And what's worse, even our best tank measured at less than 30 miles per gallon, so that was really, really disappointing. And we like the Santa Fe. It is stylish, spacious, comfortable, good to drive. I mean, if you're interested in the Santa Fe, we still think the hybrid is the best option. It's just that when the observed fuel economy was so far off what was advertised, we felt like we'd been lied to. We've had slightly better luck with our 2025 Toyota Grand Highlander. Toyota builds 2 hybrid versions of this car, the Hybrid and the Hybrid Max, and we went with the Max for its blend of power and efficiency. In the real world, we're averaging 23.3 MPG compared to the EP rating of 27. Now, even though the car's not matching what it says on the sticker and it's not all that great for a hybrid, it's still more efficient than most other SUVs of this size, let alone with this much power. And when we babied it for a tank, we got over 30 miles per gallon. This is a great SUV too. It's intensely practical with tons of interior space for passengers and cargo, but it also has a comfy ride and a ton of standard features. It's not our favorite 3-row SUV. Check out our 9-car test of the whole segment for that, but it is real close. Well, we've been testing hybrids for a long time, and you know that there are some thirsty cars deep in the back catalog. Back in 2006, we picked up a Lexus RX400h, and the fuel economy was, not great. We averaged barely more than 20 miles per gallon, far from the 26 MPG it was rated for. Now, some staffers saw better numbers on long highway trips, and we still got much better numbers than we could have with the contemporary gas RX, but I'm glad that we've moved on from the days of hybrid SUVs getting 20 miles per gallon. What? Oh, right. Maybe we haven't really moved on. Well, anyway, it did love fuel, but our RX was a quiet, comfortable SUV that paved the way for modern hybrid crossovers as we know them today. Our 2021 Ford F-150 hybrid was even less efficient, but this is a much bigger, more capable vehicle. Ford was the first and, for now, still the only company making a true hybrid full-size pickup. We rarely came close to the 24 MPG EPA rating, and what we averaged wasn't far off the regular gas trucks, but we loved that powertrain. The hybrid-only Pro Power onboard outlets in the bed were super helpful for tailgating, and that engine and electric motor combo made it super easy to drive smoothly. And it's really powerful. I mean, proper quick for acceleration onto the highway. It can easily climb steep grades, and towing was completely drama-free. Our only powertrain-related complaints were that it makes some odd clicking and whirring sounds, and that braking wasn't especially smooth. We liked the F-150 hybrid enough to keep it as a production vehicle for years after we wrapped up its official time in the fleet, and we just sold it after 5 years and almost 60,000 miles. And I still miss that truck. But our least efficient hybrid vehicle ever? It's our 2025 Toyota 4Runner TRD Pro. We are averaging just 17.9 miles per gallon compared to a rating of 23 MPG. Not even our best tank matched that number. Now, similar to the F-150, the purpose of the electric integration is to make the engine more powerful with the added benefit of better efficiency. But it doesn't even get 18 miles per gallon. It's barely more efficient than the Bronco we had with the same level of off-road capability. And we don't love this one either. The ride is stiff, the interior is cramped, and our TRD Pro cost us over $70,000. I mean, even if it was significantly more efficient than comparable Jeeps and Broncos, the pricing alone makes this one hard to recommend. And a very shameful shout out to our 2021 Honda CR-V hybrid that fell further short of its EPA estimate than any one-year road test car we've ever owned. And it fell short of the EPA rating even on its best tanks. Yikes! Now, if you got any questions, if there's anything that we missed, if there are videos that you want us to make in the future, let us know in the comments, because we do read them. And so does my mom, so be nice. And if these videos are helpful to you and you want to help us out, hitting that like and subscribe button goes a long way. So yes, buying a hybrid will almost always save you at least some money on fuel compared for a gas equivalent, just almost definitely not as much as it says on the window sticker.